teacher talk, oh teacher talk, having fun with Ben and Abe. Why are those boys so crazy? I guess they were born that way. We're speaking in English, we're doing it real slow. So come on everybody, hope that you enjoy the show.
Howdy, cowboy.
I loved it. I feel like a cowboy today.
Well, you look like a cowboy.
Yeah.
Tell me about the times when you rode a horse.
I was in the foothills of Cuzco in Peru.
Okay, so first of all, foothills. Explain foothills.
Smaller mountains before the bigger mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
So before the huge mountains, you have kind of smaller mountains. Those are called foothills. Cusco is a famous city in Peru.
Yes.
That's where Machu Picchu is.
It's just outside it, like an hour or so.
Cusco is where you go if you want to go see Machu Picchu,
Yes,
right?
so you can fly into Cusco from Lima, which is what I did.
So that's the closest airport to Machu Picchu.
And big city, yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's like the place where everybody goes, like what you said. So all the travelers flock there, and then they look around that city because there's lots of like Incan ruins. You go into the foothills, and then you take like the hour or so train to Machu Picchu.
Wow, that must have been quite a trip. You
Yeah.
went to Machu Picchu in Peru.
Yeah, I was traveling with a Irish-American girlfriend, but she studied Spanish, so she...
Irish-American girlfriend.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, and she spoke fluent Spanish because that's what she studied in university. So she, like, the bus we took to that one station where we took the train to Machu Picchu, there were like literal animals in the bus.
Really?
Yeah.
Like chickens?
Chickens and
In the
things.
bus?
Yes. Yes.
Really? And
Yeah.
that's normal?
Not for tourists because
You took like a local bus.
Yeah, because she spoke fluent Spanish.
So you were able to ride a bus for local people
100%. It
in
was for
Peru
Yes.
on your way to Machu Picchu.
Yes.
Wow. I've always wanted to visit Machu Picchu.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
You talked about traveling in Europe and around the Middle East, but you've never talked about traveling to Machu Picchu.
Actually, that was one of the first times I traveled, really. And
You mean traveled outside of America?
yes, and it just so happened my girlfriend at the time had a friend in Santiago, Chile, so we decided to see Machu Picchu, and then this is a long time ago, before kind of the internet, so we just thought we could take a bus all the way to Santiago, not realizing that it would be like 45, 50 hours from Lima.
Really?
Yeah.
So you thought, yeah, we'll go to Peru and then we'll dip down to Chile. And no problem.
Yeah, that's what we thought. So we took this rather dark journey from Cuzco to the border of Peru and Chile. Arequipa, I think is
What do you mean a dark journey? Did you travel at night?
Yes, it was a night bus.
You did.
Very scary,
Scary.
unpaved mountain roads with cliffs. Someone complained because the bus was late. And so for the first hour, like out of the city into the mountains, one of the representatives from the bus company lectured us. And then at the very end, asked for donation.
Lectured you about what? What do you mean, like, lectured you?
When I say lecture, what I mean is yelled at us.
About
Complaining.
Like, stop complaining.
Yes.
Like, hey, this is Peru.
Yes.
The bus is never on time,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
fucking Americans.
And I specifically remember where he's like punishing us by asking us for air quote donations and passes around a hat.
So he's saying, give us money
Yes.
because the bus was late.
Ostensibly.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And then,
So he tried to make you feel bad
yeah.
because one of the tourists complained.
Uh-huh.
And then after you feel bad, he's like, now give me money.
Right. And so also dark trip because it was scary, dark. This is unpaved, unlit roads
So dirt roads.
down, you're talking 3,000 kilometers up, down. So it's just
Deep mountain road.
turning. And the heater was broken because they turned off the heat.
No heat for you.
And you're freezing.
So you're freezing.
You're freezing.
It's dark. It's
Yeah.
scary. Dirt roads, bumpy.
Right.
The guy's yelling at you.
And it's like 9 hours.
And he's asking you, he's telling you
Yes.
to give him money.
Yeah. For the first hour, then he gets off so he can go back to the city. And then it starts in the
And
mountains.
then he gets money and then
Yeah.
he says, see ya.
See you. Yeah. And no
Really?
heat. You're freezing.
So he yells at you.
Mhm.
He says, give me money.
Yes.
Don't complain.
Yes.
And then he gets off the bus.
At like the perfect timing where he can kind of like
And then
go
he's like,
back
I'm
into the
going
city.
back to the city.
Yeah.
Have fun
Yeah.
in the mountains.
And it's obvious like
Stupid tourist.
it's unreported money. There's no receipts. There's no nothing.
right.
Right. Yeah.
So from Cusco, Machu Picchu,
Yes.
your plan was to travel all the way south to Santiago, the
Yes.
capital city of
Yes.
Chile,
Yes.
but you didn't make it?
Well, we took the bus from Cuzco because that was kind of the only way that we could go, or the best way. And so it was 9 hours to the border of Chile. We crossed over to Chile. Chile was a slightly better economy.
So Chile is better economy than Peru, so there's more infrastructure.
Yes. And
Okay.
so we were just like looking around and going, oh my God, it's like a 30-hour bus ride to Santiago.
Oh, and then you asked, excuse me, when's the next bus to Santiago?
Yes.
And there's, oh, you mean the 30-hour bus
Yeah.
to Santiago?
And I'm not exaggerating. Like I said, she spoke Spanish, so she's like, let's just find a travel agency and get an airplane.
Fly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she just did it. And I was like, sweet. Because,
So did you fly?
yeah, so we
Oh,
ended up
nice.
flying. Yeah.
So the bus, the scary dark bus,
Yeah.
was not necessary because
We-
you could have just flown from the Machu Picchu, Cusco.
To Santiago.
Santiago.
Probably. If we had thought about it, there's probably logically a flight.
You know, it's funny. Back then,
Yes.
before you had the convenience of the internet and Google Maps and so much information, traveling was so much more of like an unknown adventure.
Yeah.
I'm really, really, really happy that I traveled when I was 19, 20. Because that was just before everything became
Just blew up.
online
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all information
Oh, yeah.
available.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was such an adventure.
Yeah. Even when I lived in Slovakia, we had to call the hostels in Prague or Budapest.
Yeah, you have to call
Yeah.
and book
Yeah.
on the telephone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember traveling around Southeast Asia. You'd go and you'd talk to this travel agent, that travel agent, find the best price.
Right.
And then when you get there, there's people advertising their hotel.
Right.
Hey, come stay with me.
In front of the station or something.
They have like a book with pictures. Look,
Yeah.
this is the hotel. Isn't it nice?
Absolutely.
And you end up meeting so much more people.
Yeah. And word of mouth kind of thing.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
talk to other backpackers
Yes.
and they tell you, oh, bro, you got to go to that place.
Yeah.
And you hear about things and you go and discover them
Yeah.
rather than seeing everything
Right.
before.
I kind of tangential, but not tangential. The last
So don't use words like tangential. I don't even know what that
sort of related, but not related. When I met my good friend back in 2019 in Kyoto and Osaka, here's
I literally didn't know.
sorry, it's okay.
Rich, you have a really good vocabulary. Tangential, that means related.
Yeah.
Okay.
or unrelated.
Wow. So Rich is teaching me English.
Okay, sort of the same topic.
Kind of the same topic.
What I was going to say is
Tangential.
the internet makes it so what's popular for tourists, only tourists are going to go there. So
Right.
it's harder to get a unique experience
Right.
because everything is online, which is a great resource and tool. But
It takes away the romance
yeah,
of traveling a
and
little bit.
1,000 people
The
are using
adventure.
the same website. So
Yeah, and then you know, these days people have much less kind of unique experiences.
yeah, absolutely. Everything is you're asking Google, but 1,000 people are asking Google, and those same 1,000 people are posting the same place.
And right, yeah.
So you're not getting like a random unique experience. You're just going where
So I
someone
guess
else went.
for you, most of your world travels were done like that, like before internet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, just reading from a travel book.
Yeah.
You know?
I had those,
Yeah.
what were they called? Lonely Planet?
Yeah, that was the most popular one.
There were travel books that would tell you about the country,
Yeah.
but you'd kind of easily get off the main path and
Yeah.
find your own adventure.
Right.
Yeah.
It both styles are cool. There's good and bad
Yeah,
points.
there's good and bad. Yeah. But I'm so glad that I got to experience traveling before the internet.
I went to a music bar with my girlfriend the other night.
Your new girlfriend.
My new girlfriend. Very happy about this. And when we left the bar, she's like, I don't know where my apartment is. And I'm like, literally 2 blocks away is the main street that you know. And she's like, oh my God, really? And I'm like, yeah, we just walk 4 minutes down. And she's like, oh my God. And so my point is like, I just feel like I always have that adventurous spirit. I'm always going down the side street, no matter where I am in the
Do you
world.
think that's because of your experience traveling before?
Maybe.
Because I'm the same. Like
Yeah.
I like to not look at Google Maps.
Yeah.
And just try
Yeah.
and use my instincts.
Yeah. And take a right when you don't need to take a
I
right.
look at the sun.
Yeah.
I think, okay, the sun's going down over there. That must be west.
Yeah.
And I know I want to go east, so I'm going that way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
You know another way you can tell which way is north?
Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, it's cool. It's always north side kind
You look at a tree,
Yeah.
and the side of the tree that has the green moss growing on it,
of. Right.
that must be north
Right.
because it doesn't get so much sunlight.
Right.
Yeah.
In the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Not in Australia, I guess it's the opposite.
South, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
What a fucking
Loser.
what a backwards place.
They're so upside
Everything's
down.
upside down.
North America rules.
All right, Rich. Well, we have got some questions, buddy.
Oh, I'm loving the questions.
If you've got a question, don't be shy, 'cause Abe and Rich are real nice guys. If you've got a question, don't hold back, 'cause Rich and Abe will answer that.
Yeah, that song is growing on me.
Yeah, it's nice.
Old Space Dragon did it again.
Oh, all of his stuff is nice.
I'm liking it more and more. It's growing
It's
on me.
growing on you.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, the first question, we got a few.
Great.
Maybe we'll just do one today.
Okay.
This is from a listener who calls themselves the Space Tiger. Thank you for your question. There's a message and a question.
Mm-hmm.
The message is, I've been listening to Teacher Talk since the beginning.
Wow.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Space Tiger. This is the first time I'm sending a question.
Great. Wow.
All right. Well,
Great.
thank you very
Yeah,
much,
thank
guys.
you.
Send questions, everyone. Yeah, we love to get questions. Kind of a serious question, though.
Ooh, buckle up.
One of the biggest social issues in Japan
Mm-hmm.
is the low birth rate.
Yeah, one of the lowest.
One of the lowest. And the question is, what do you think is a way to improve Japan's low birth rate?
Right. Two things have come to my mind. One of them's not really a solution, but just an observation from working at an English school with a number of young girls between 20 and 30. And
You mean your coworkers,
no, the students.
students?
But it seems to me that the vast majority of young girls that I've met, maybe 20 or 30.
Young women.
Yes, young women, excuse me. They all say we don't really want to get married and start a family until we're 30. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think we need to change attitudes and understand that people delay marriage and kids, and that's okay. And then my real answer to this question would be encouraging social events, like maybe having the government get involved with universities or young people and giving them discounts at restaurants, or having meetups in community centers, something like that. Like, I feel like people are more isolated using technology. We need to get people together.
So you think one of the factors that's contributing to the problem is people are spending too much time by themselves looking at their
Right.
device, their phone, watching Netflix, instead of going out and being social. For example, there's senior discounts everywhere.
Right.
There's student discounts everywhere.
Right.
Perhaps what you're saying is there should be more like date discounts
Social
that encourage
meeting
people to
dating.
go on dates.
Yes.
Like, come with a date
Yeah.
and get a half price or whatever.
Right, because first unique situation is people are delaying marriage and kids. Second is it's harder and harder to actually meet people in person because more people are online. So
Yeah.
encourage from 18 to 30-year-olds to go out. There's a meeting party. People your age, people who are interested in whatever you're interested in, are going to be at the cafe today.
That's really hard for the government to do anything
Yeah.
about.
I absolutely agree with you. So
I'll tell you one thing the government could do:
What's that?
make condoms illegal.
That's very draconian, my friend.
Yes. Everybody,
Make condoms illegal. What was it? Turkmenistan made the beats of music. What was that?
Chechnya.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made music illegal. Why can't Japan make condoms illegal?
Well,
No.
make all love hotels free.
Yeah, well, yeah, for people under 30, make love hotels half price. Is the problem sex? Is the problem dating? What's the real problem? I don't know. Maybe the problem is financial insecurity,
I think it's all three.
because salaries are low,
Right.
prices keep going up,
Right. Right.
How can you be confident in
Yeah.
having a child
Right.
when you can't make enough money to support
Yeah.
a child? I mean, the government's done a lot
Here, yeah, they have for
You know?
children. Yes.
to support young families.
Right.
Daycare is quite affordable.
Yes.
Maybe recently it was announced
Yeah.
for families like Ben,
Yeah.
who have 3 children or more,
Right.
now university is going to be free.
Right.
The question is this going to help?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's such a complicated problem. And here's the thing that I think a lot of Japanese people don't understand.
What's that?
This problem is not unique to Japan.
Oh, no, all developed countries.
All developed countries are having this problem. The only reason why it's such a big issue in Japan is because they don't allow immigration. Canada is growing.
So is America, actually.
Because of immigration. Because they're saying, hey, they're allowing foreigners to come and move and live and be Canadian.
Right.
But Japan has a very unique culture.
Right.
And they want to keep Japan Japanese.
Yeah.
And I mean, I want Japan to stay Japanese too.
Right.
It's nice.
But the reality is...
It's a huge problem in a way also.
Well, I think in terms of what you said, like if the government says you have 3 kids and then tuition is free, that's a big ask.
They're like that is a huge
ask. I mean, because if you're planning on having 0 kids...
What do you mean a big ask?
Like if you're planning on only having 0 to 1 kids and the government's like, please have 3, I don't think anybody's going to do that.
Well, I don't know though, Rich, because I definitely think that financial insecurity really contributes to the problem.
Agreed.
And one of the biggest things is, how am I ever going to afford an education
True.
for my 2 kids?
True.
And now it's like,
it's free.
Just have one more kid.
Right.
And then they can all get university for free.
But I just feel like there's so many other factors of having kids. Like it's not just like, oh, now that I have an extra million yen a year, I'm going to pop out another kid. Like, what if you just don't want to raise another kid? Or like, what if you have a smaller house and you're happy with your 2 kids? Like, there's so many other factors that I think that the answer is like, there needs to be multiple things society does.
Yeah. And it's like you said, you're talking to young women.
Yeah.
And they're saying they're not even thinking about having kids until they're 30. But generally, 40 is kind of like
it's edgy.
Close to the cutoff biologically. Maybe 45 is.
Yeah.
I know some women that have had kids after 40.
Sure.
But having a child is such a wonderful thing.
Of course.
And it's something that you don't know until you do it.
Right.
And everyone says it, having a child, it's so amazing. And, becoming a father recently myself, my advice to people who are in their 30s or whatever, or younger than me, my advice is like, once you have a good partner, doesn't have to be a perfect partner, because there's no such thing as a perfect partner. You have to grow together, right?
Of course.
Once you have a good partner and you've found your kind of groove in life, meaning you've done your adventures, you've traveled, now you've got a job or whatever, you feel comfortable.
Yeah, you're settled. And
once you start to feel that this year is not much different than last year or the year before. Right? Once you start to get the feeling that this year's the same as last year, pretty much. I would say it's a good time to seriously think about having a child, because it's such a wonderful thing.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Yeah,
like that.
If you're going out and you're having all these new experiences and, live your life. But if you've got a good partner and you're in a kind of a good groove in your life and you're able to have kids, because, a lot of people have a lot of trouble.
Sure. Do it.
It's probably a good idea. Like I don't think you'd regret it.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Or just make condoms illegal.
Yeah.
And love hotels free.
Yeah. And tuition free.
But anyway, this is not unique to Japan.
No, most of the developed
This is
world.
Canadians are the same.
Yeah, Europe is the same.
Europeans are the same.
Yeah.
So anyway, Space Tiger,
Yeah,
thank you for a very kind of thought-provoking question.
Indeed. Good discussion.
Yeah. And I think they mentioned, like, how do you think Japanese people could have more kids like Ben? Anyway, Rich, that brings us to the end of the episode.
Great episode.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Thank you, Space Tiger.
Yeah, thank
if
you.
If you have a question, don't be shy.
Yeah, right.
Rich and Dave are a real nice guy.
Right. Enjoyable.
You can send me a question on my website, 55freebird.com. You can visit us on X or Instagram and send a question like that. And please take a minute and write a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or write a little comment on Spotify. That will really help us grow our show. Bye-bye.